I'm here with Ceasar Mitchell, who is our new city council president in Atlanta, Georgia, and we were just having a conversation about the power of service in solving critical problems for cities. And we just heard from Mayor Bloomberg and Mayor Daley about extraordinary efforts to connect service as a strategy to their needs and the needs of neighborhoods and communities. And Ceasar, as you think about the challenges that you're going to be leading around here in Atlanta, tell us how you're thinking about citizen service.
Well, thank you, Michelle. One of the things that comes to mind when you think about a city like Atlanta is that we have a wonderful infrastructure for volunteerism and for service. We've got a very vibrant volunteer community, a very vibrant nonprofit community, a corporate community that's really ready to stand up at any moment and help to move forward the issues of the day. And I think one of the things and one of the opportunities we have in city government is the ability to call on the nonprofit community, to call on the faith and clergy community, to call on our neighborhoods and our corporate community to stand up and really be a part of making a difference in the city. When city resources, government resources, public funds are not readily available to address those critical issues such as public safety, youth engagement, even senior issues and the like.
That's great. Well, and I should say that Ceasar is a longstanding volunteer champion, was a Hands-On Atlanta volunteer and board member and the chair of our board for many years, so definitely combines the civic leadership with the spirit of service and a knowledge of how people can make a difference as volunteers. So as you think about some of the key issues that Atlanta is facing, if you could mobilize 1 million citizens in Atlanta around some of those challenges, what would you have them do?
Well, I think the number one issue we deal with right now, and this may be kind of a subtle thing that many folks don't think about, is how we're going to manage our city finances. And what we do in city government is essentially provide services to citizens. And that costs money. That requires resources. But when you have a program like the Cities of Service, where you actually can leverage volunteer involvement in delivering not necessarily critical city services, but certainly needed city services, that has an impact on our bottom line. Right. That actually creates a savings for us in city government. Right now in our community, we are having a terrible problem with crime. And I think the crime we're seeing is not the kind of crime that we can't address. It's a crime, I think, that impacts us in our daily lives in terms of young people being involved in certain behaviors such as burglary, such as theft and things of that nature. But if we can get our young people engaged by calling on the civic and nonprofit community, utilizing programs like the City of Service and the resources that it will bring, I really do believe we can really make a difference in not only engaging our young people through our recreation centers and through our neighborhood organizations, but also I think we can really make a difference in a very general sense.
That's great. Well, and if you think about, I know that Kasim Reed is our new mayor, is going to be working in partnership with you and the City Council to, under restricted budgets, to open youth centers across the city that are dormant because we don't have the finances.
Absolutely.
And so that's a perfect example of where volunteers could literally open up new pathways for young people in a very real, concrete way.
A wonderful example. I grew up here in the city, and I spent a lot of time after school in recreation centers, and I really do admire where Mayor Reed is going with respect to opening up our recreation centers. But we cannot do that with just the city budget. We've got to have the involvement of the corporate community to help us provide resources. But beyond that, we've got to provide programming in the recreation centers. We've got to make these places a center of hope, as Mayor Reed has dubbed it, so that when young people go there, whether it's after school or on the weekend, they can be engaged in a meaningful way. They can learn, they can grow, they can be safe and protected. And so I'm really excited about the opportunity for us to see some movement in that direction with the support of this program.
That's great. Well, Ceasar is a great example of servant leadership and volunteers who grow into real civic leadership, and now the combination of those two. So, Ceasar, thank you for being with us, and we're excited about the possibilities of where service might take us as we address the tough challenges of our cities across the nation and the world.
It's great to be here.